Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. You are joining us for the Etsy workshop part 1. So part 2 will be happening next week at the same time, August 25th. And I'll go ahead and put the RSVP link for that in the chat box in just a couple minutes. So if you haven't signed up for part 2, highly recommend you signing up for it. And then you'll be able to continue the workshop series. So as I said, during this webinar, your mic and video will be turned off. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to throw those in the Q&A and introduce yourself and your business in the chat box. And we'll get on to trying to get all those questions answered as the workshop proceeds. So this workshop is brought to you by the West Business Development Center. We are a nonprofit funded by the Small Business Administration, the SBA, which is a federal organization, and we host 2 centers. We host the Women's Business Center and we host the Small Business Development Center for Mendocino and Lake County. Now, West is funded through federal, California state, and local government grants. In exchange for those grants, we provide free confidential business services. Our goal is to offer our services to small business owners and entrepreneurs during every stage of their business development. So whether you're just starting out with an idea, you're in your 1st, your 5th, your 10th, your 20th year, we are here to help you with your business. We do this through one-on-one counseling. There are no limits to counseling sessions, and we have a wide variety of advisors who can help you with practically any field of business development. We also do help our small business owners and entrepreneurs through low-cost workshops and free webinars like the one you're at today, as well as loan packets and advising if you're getting ready to apply for a small business loan. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a client, I'll put a link in the chat box where you can go and find out more about that. At the end of the webinar, there will be a poll, so ask that you please stay until the end of the presentation to help get those questions answered. It's really helpful for us to learn how to provide better webinars for everyone, and it really helps us with our funding so we can keep providing free services like the one today. And we are recording, so I will send a link to the recording out in the next couple of days. So like I said before, you don't have to take any notes or anything. You can just sit back, relax, ask questions, grab your beverage of choice, and learn all about Etsy. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce our instructor today, Rachael Adams.
Hey there. So I've been selling on Etsy since they founded in 2006, and I was selling on eBay since 1996. And it's how I make my sole income since 2009. I started selling like vintage items, and then I went to art school for painting. But it's like my work kind of grew into a jewelry business initially, and now I sell crystals. And Etsy is like a wonderful platform. They spend a lot of money on advertising that I wouldn't be able to afford on my own, on Google advertising and things like that. And recently they've upped their advertising campaigns to include videos and like video advertising on TV, on national TV. This is a great time to get into it because everybody's at home and they're online. And I can help you with the ins and outs of that. So it seems like we have a lot of creatives in the group today. And also it looks like, is it Jana or Jana? Looks like you could be selling some vintage items, and that's totally allowed on Etsy. So Etsy has some rules, which is it has to be either handmade or supply or vintage. And like crystals kind of fit in there. They fit in the supply category, I guess, and like magical supplies or metaphysical supplies. But and then graphic design, yeah, printables are great. Beads, perfect. And then yeah, so, and dried flowers, totally great. Yeah, and then Cassandra, yep, similar style store right there. So this is my first time doing online webinar, so forgive me, I'm a little nervous and I might be a little clumsy with this, but let's see. So the first thing you need to do is sign up for a shop, and so they're going to need your banking information and everything else before you can even get to this platform. So like the seller platform. So that's going to be like part of the homework before next week. And then I'm also going to assign a few more things, and then next week we can troubleshoot all the problems. So I can help you. I'm going to be helping you with photography and descriptions, just like trying to reach the customer, because your potential customer market really, like one of the reasons that they come from Etsy or to Etsy to make purchases is they're buying from a person and not a corporation. So you really want to include a lot of content that tells them, tells your potential customers like who you are as a person. And it's and we kind of live in a beautiful place. So like incorporating the beauty of the environment and like just like the magic of Mendocino is a selling point, and so you're going to want to like include some of those things in your bio and shop description, and then even in the listing descriptions, like include inspiration and things like that. Really quick, we'll just like get to this troubleshooting thing, which is the Cindy had the question with the shipping. So I think I just sent a request so you can like join the, is there a way that you can click share video, Cindy, so we can, and unmute so I can talk to you?
So let's see, if you want to check out Cindy's video, then I can enable that. Cindy, just let us know for sure if that's what you'd like us to do. We can go through that. Okay, just FYI, if the connection isn't super strong, it might be a little bit difficult to share video just because it'll take a little bit of bandwidth. Cindy, would you like us to, I guess, have your video on? Share video, is that right, Rachel?
Yeah. If I could just answer the, see what the issue is, and we can get that sorted and then move on, I guess, because everybody's going to have to deal with shipping. Shipping is a really important factor to this. And like, I see like we have a mosaic artist. So that means that your shipping, you're going to have to look into options for shipping heavy items, because postage does get up there when you ship heavy items. But yeah, so Cindy.
Okay, so hi,
Hey,
Cindy. So Cindy, you're muted right now.
So on the bottom left.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Okay, so what's the issue
Well, I've been trying to set up, it's taken me to over 2 hours trying to set up an Etsy page. And I have a quilt pattern for sale that has been selling for 10 years.
Like digital, is it?
Yeah, I designed it and had it printed at Mendolitho and all that good stuff. So I spent an hour trying to get a picture on there because I didn't understand how to do that. And then now it's under shipping, and I say save and continue, and it says fill out all the required fields correctly in order to preview or save. And it says to publish, fix shipping. And that's where it just says item weight, 6.3 ounces. The length is 12 inches, width 9-inch, height 1/4 inch. And then it says preview shipping price. And it does, it's got a previewed shipping price. And so it doesn't look like I'm missing anything.
Yeah, that sounds like it may not be saved, because like I don't know, you're gonna have a really easy time with shipping your patterns, because it's only gonna cost you like $1.80 because it's under 1 inch thick. And so
It's usually about $3.
It'll be less if you can ship flat rate, because it's under 1 inch thick. So if it's over 1 inch, it's $3.60 something cents. But like Etsy has discounted corporate rates, and so yours would be under the flat, and so it would be $1.80. Actually, if it's printed material, you can even ship it media mail, and that might even be cheaper. It might be like something like 75 cents. Let me just see. If you open up another window with your shop, you can go to the shop manager, and then you go down to settings, and then there's a shipping settings, and you're going to want to like enter all that information in there and save it under a certain name. So you go shipping profiles.
Let's see.
And so for everyone who's watching, this will benefit all of you to start setting up, like, think about what you're selling and the general weight and like the different size items, you know, and then you can set up shipping settings, shipping profiles in there. So like I have one that's like 4 ounces and under, because that's like a base rate. It's like 1 to 4 ounces. And so that's like $3.67, but I charge like $4.84 or 85 cents to cover packing materials and also a little bit of the fees that they charge. But then Etsy has implemented this policy where they demand that you offer free shipping, free domestic shipping for items over or orders over $35. And so that's something to keep in mind when you're setting up your shipping and also your pricing, because a way to get around it is, and Amazon does it too, which is add a portion of the shipping cost into the purchase price. So you don't get dinged on that.
Okay, so I'm on the Stock Your Shop, or, you know, I opened up another page and went to Shop Manager, and it's, okay. And then what am I supposed to do?
Sure. So you're in Shop Manager. Let me just get mine up. Shop Manager, and then at the top, you'll see like at the top left corner, you'll see 3 lines. And so you click on that, and it'll have its drop down menu on the left. And so, do you see that?
No, I'm not seeing the 3 lines.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. So this is what it looks like. So you're in your Shop Manager, and then you're gonna go down to there, the 3 lines here. Can you see these?
Yeah, mine's not doing that. It could be that. Now, do I have to connect my regular Etsy account from shopping there to my selling account? Is that a separate thing that I'm?
Oh, yeah. Do you have 2 accounts? You need to be in your selling account.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, they are. The rules are available freely. There's like a help. You just go to the help and you type out your question.
I don't want to waste everybody's time doing this, so go ahead and move on. And
sure. Okay. But this is beneficial to everyone. Like you're going to want to get your shipping set up, like to see if it's even feasible, if you can sell or should sell, try to sell some kind of items, because like furniture and things like that, things that weigh like 50 pounds or more, you might want to not pursue, because the shipping is going to be oftentimes more than the cost of the product. But so how you do it is you could, like, your shop manager is your best friend. Like once you set up your shop, I recommend everyone to just go through here and click every button to see what it does. But your most important one is pretty much settings. And so you're gonna like here, like like they have info and appearance about your shop, and these are going to be like where your policies are located. Etsy has some mandatory things because they want you to accept their policies, or else they're not going to show you in search results. And they also want you to accept their free shipping discount on orders 35 or older, or else they will not show you in search results. But so, and then so in the shipping settings, so it's right there under settings. And then, so yeah, the second one over is where you have your shipping profiles. And so like I have a pre-order one, you know, because I run out of stock and then I reorder. And so, so that's a way to still be accepting money. And you just, and then I upped it to like 3 to 4 week processing time right here. So, so everybody, it's very clear, you know, and then like, I have a free ship that's no international, because I also sell some animal products that I can't ship internationally, and also plants that I can't ship internationally. And then, let's see, that one I don't really use very much, but this is the free ship. So that's everything over 35 will have like this green button on it on the shop page, the actual shop page, which is very visible to buyers. So like, this is my shop, and see, it goes like free shipping. So that like pops out to buyers. It's it attracts them. And then, yeah, I have like this one for heavy international, because I got in trouble selling something. It was like £2 to Australia, and I only charged them $22.50. And the product cost $25, and I ended up paying $65.50 in shipping. And when that does happen, because it will probably happen, you can ask the customer to cover it. You know, you can be like, I'm sorry, but you have to be like really apologetic, you know, use your customer service skills, you know, be like, I'm really sorry, but you know, like I misgauged the shipping and it actually cost this. And most times they'll pay it. Sometimes I don't even ask, and I just like view it as my own lesson, you know, and then I'll ship it out and lose a little bit of money, but then I'll up it up and it won't happen again. Yeah, so you could do that for like the different varieties of items you sell, different weights. Like I said, if you're shipping printed material, media mail has a lot of rules around it. So you need to be really clear on what constitutes media mail, because like tarot decks I view as printed, but they're not media mail. And like playing cards, not media mail, but like CDs are media mail, and books and magazines and printed materials like patterns would be media mail. And then also just shipping first class under an inch thick is like $1.80 up to, I think, 4 ounces. But that'd be something to play around with on USPS site. Once you, like, if you don't have a kitchen scale, I recommend getting one and a ruler so you can figure this out. Let's see. And so once you set up your seller's account, you're gonna start setting up your shop. And so in order to set up your shop, you're gonna need a few things. And I think I have this like you're gonna need, I recommend populating everything that they allow you to populate. So like here, there's a banner on this handout that I gave you, or got emailed. It has the dimensions of these graphics that you're going to need. So so you're going to need a banner, and then a logo or an avatar to go here, and then that's basically your business logo. But you're also going to need a photo of yourself, which I have, because they want to know about you. Let's see. This one's more populated. So this is my jewelry site, and this one's like more populated because it tells you. I have like a bio, and I talk about my like here's my artist statement basically, and then go away. And then you can, yeah, and Etsy never used to let you link to outside source sites that are also business sites, but they do now, which is really great. And I used to have a bio. So yeah, so down here is like where your policies are, and these are the pre-written policies that Etsy wants you to use. There's like, you just click a button and like edit shop and accept their policies. Yeah, so updating your site is really good too. Like I recommend logging in at least every day until you get a following, or actually not even until, it's just like for kind of forever. But hold on, let me see if I.
And Rachel, just so you know, we've got a couple questions in the Q&A.
Okay, yeah, I just opened it up. It keeps closing for some reason. Can we do the gallery view? Is that possible? Because like it's kind of awkward just talking to myself.
Oh, well, so all the participants, all you guys are muted with your video off, and that's because this is set up as a webinar option.
Okay.
But let's see. Yeah, so gallery isn't really going to be a viewing option right now, but if anyone has a question, we can, of course, you know, bring you on, open up your video and unmute you and everything like that.
I can't see the questions.
Okay, so let's see. We've got a question from Jana.
I'm only seeing the chat, not the questions.
Okay, well, it's on bottom bar Q&A. One question is, are any of these things you're stating part of the unwritten rules? Things that
No, everything that I'm talking about are is easily accessible on Etsy. Hold on, let me. I can't see the questions when I have my when I'm sharing screen. I only see the chat.
Okay.
But so, and I'll, yeah.
Great. Okay, and let's see. We've got a couple sort of general questions talking about. Let's see, from Marta. Could you talk about sculptural art that needs special packaging?
Well, that would be something to do your own due diligence. Like I don't, like I said, there's some items that I just don't even bother with because it's way expensive. And like if it's over a certain size or over a certain weight, you would be looking into freight. And that's something that you need to do on your own research. Yeah, it would be freight. So probably UPS would, but yeah, I let's see.
And as far as what are some general sort of basics, more basic setups? What's something that?
Well, like right here, there's like the seller handbook, and so yeah, and see they have shipping help here as well. So let's just basically just type in any question. Yeah, Etsy invested a lot of money to streamline this and make it as easy as possible for their sellers to sell. So like, yeah, we have like legal, productivity, like everything, you know, seasonal tips. They tell you like what's trending, things like that, colors, styles, you know, what kind of gifts and things. Yeah, I can't see the unless I.
Okay, question from Tracy. Is there a way to send a newsletter from Etsy to folks who have purchased from you or those who like your page? Great question.
Yes. So on this, like so Etsy automatically sends like little well they can, if you opt into it, little promotion and marketing things So you would go under sales and coupons and marketing section in your seller dashboard. And so this is like, if somebody puts something in their cart, they're going to get emailed a little 10% coupon, or however much percentage you want. And then I also have that set up for recently favorited. And then another thing to do is you just go to your main dashboard, and down here it tells you all this activity that's been happening, you know, and you can literally just click on somebody and then send them a note. But you don't have access to their emails until they make a purchase.
Great. And then we've got a hand raised from Ruby, who I believe would like to ask a question. So Ruby, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you so you can ask your question. All right, so Ruby, I've given you permission to unmute yourself, so you can go ahead and ask whenever you feel like it.
I'm not sure what question. I'm just enjoying the presentation.
Oh, okay. Well, you had raised your hand, which indicates a question. But
okay.
Thanks, Ruby. Yeah. So let's like. Okay. So yeah. So on this handout that you've all been emailed or you will be emailed, it has like the notes, and it talks about like just setting up the avatars, which we went through, and then also your shop title. So there's a thing called a meta tag. So see over like on the tab, this tab, it says Antique Curiosities, Upcycled Jewelry, Objects Art by Nouveau Motley. So that's called a meta tag, and that's this right here. And so that's going to show up right under your shop name. It has a character limit, but in every Google search and every Etsy search, that's like the most descriptive little like kind of motto you want. So you really want to put a lot of thought into that, to what would be like all encompassing of what your store sells, and also be unique with it, because you don't want to be like earrings, you know, or jewelry or something like that. Like you want to identify your customer base, like demographically, you know, like their age range or the style, or like the style you fit in to make it more definitive so your actual customers can reach you. And then let's see. Yeah.
And then, so it looks like we've got a question from Joshua. Does Etsy provide a feature that will print shipping labels, or do you create and print your shipping labels separately to the USPS account?
No, and you get the discount. You get like this huge corporate rate that Etsy offers. So like I'll just walk you through, because I have an order right now. So so yeah, like this is, I kind of memorized what everything weighs, but you can also enter it into the actual listing. You can weigh your products as you list them, and you can do calculated shipping that way. But again, it cuts off at $35. So so like this, it's like you just click get shipping labels, and then I have my presets down there. So like this is whoops. So the flat is when it's, see, it's $1.80, and that's when the thickness of the envelope is less than an inch. But if it's over an inch, you're just going to go to regular first class. Can't see it. Cancel. I'm having issues with the. Okay, yeah, and so like media mail, and then priority, priority flat rate, it doesn't matter the weight, as long as it fits, it ships. And the post office also provides all the shipping materials for that, so you would save money in the shipping materials, but they also cost more. I mean, like that costs like $7.75, you know, but I can fit a lot into there. And then they have small boxes, they have medium boxes, but it's important. They also just have priority mail boxes. So it's important to get familiarized with the flat rate if you sell heavy items. And then yeah, so this would be first class. And then you go review your purchase and then print it off. There is not a newsletter option on Etsy. At this time, but they've been like making all these improvements and changes. Angela, so how you get your shop on a higher algorithm is through search engine optimization, which we're going to get to in a moment. And then also just updates and constantly logging in. So like log in every day and keep it updated, because there's like these things like Google bots and stuff that keep track of those things, and they don't want to be sending customers to dead sites or brand new sites that aren't functioning yet. So it's a lot of work and a lot of patience the first like 3 months to a year. But once you get going, you get going. It's like 3 years ago, my Caspar Curiosities page was making like $1,000 or $100 a week. And now it's up to like $1,500 to $2,000. But it's a constant increase, like about 20 to 25% a year. Yeah, and then with the free shipping and the amount that Etsy keeps. I recommend, okay, so when it comes to like pricing things differently online than in craft booths, I recommend upping the price in the craft booth, because it's really kind of poor taste when you have a higher price in a store or on your website. You know, so you can always like say, like if you wanted to do a lesser price at your craft booth, you can always like make a sign that says like 20% off, you know, this for the event, you know, but I would keep your, I would up the prices of your crafts. Also, one thing that I found in my experience is many people are undercharging for their work. But that's something to keep in mind. There's some books out there that will help, like you know, like basically like selling your art and stuff. But let's see. Okay, so let's look at listings and search engine optimization. So let's just do add a new listing. Sure. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this one. So actually, I'm just gonna work with one I already have. Okay. Okay, so you can add like 1 to 10 photos. I recommend, it depends on what you're selling. Like these, actually, this stone could use only like 3 photos, but now as of last week, they offered an option to upload videos, which is great. And I've noticed a lot more interaction with customers when you upload a video. They like, it gets the sparkle, it gets like the movement, you know, and the shifts of the light. Photos need to be square format, and then they have like all these tips on the side, you know, and they like them to be 2000 by 2000 pixels. You don't have to invest in an expensive camera to get decent photos. You can do them with like the cameras that are coming with camera phones are becoming really powerful and really nice, and you can also just like set the photo to take a square format, so then you don't have to edit it later. And then if you take in sunlight, you'll get used to it. It all depends on what kind of products you're selling. You know, you'll get used to whether if diffuse light works better or if bright sunlight works better. With my crystals, bright sunlight works better, but my jewelry, diffused light worked way better. And then, so with your titles, you're going to want the first 3 words to be, well, this is kind of a bad example, but the first 3 words need to be the most descriptive. So let me just open up my jewelry one, because that one is a new tab. So okay, so hexagon, ruby, corundum. So that's like the most descriptive part of the title here, and then because Google pays attention most to those 3 words, and you don't want to have like any extra kind of like dashes or anything. Dashes are very important to not use, because Google views those as minus marks. So it's like I'm searching for ruby corundum and then minus like dash crystal. It would show you results without the word crystal in it, which would, you know, make my listings disappear. But like this, so this is one of my pieces that I made, but like steampunk skull shadow box necklace. So there I used 4 words, but this is also defining my my customer base, you know, because like I sold these to steampunks, people into that movement, and then there's a skull in there, and then it's shadow box style, you know, and so those are descriptive, unique keywords that will help my ideal customer find me. And so that's really important, is to like sit down and really brainstorm your customer base and find out, like, act like they're looking for your work, or pretend like you're them looking for what you sell, you know, but not knowing what it's called or something like that. And I do these things with like thought bubbles, you know, where you go, I like pen and paper, but you go like necklace, right? And then like if we were doing this necklace, go away. If we were, hold on, I can't, okay. If we were selling this necklace, you know, it would go necklace, and then it would go like, you know, skull, you know, and then rosary style, beaded, you know, like that. And then, you know, you take the color, and then like, you know, so it's green, but it's more than just green. It's like jadeite green, you know, like that vintage depression glass. So those are all more definitive and descriptive words that are going to get you pop up to the top of the list in search results. Let's see. So okay. Sorry, I have like this thing, it keeps getting in the way of my clicking. Yeah, okay, so with this, so this, in this description, I put a lot of information, you know, like to let them know kind of like what kind of person I am, and it's more personal, more like I'm talking to them, which the customer likes, because they're coming to Etsy because they don't want to buy from a big box store like Amazon, and they're interested in one-of-a-kind things, you know. And then this touches back on like explaining your process and your style, and you know, utilizing those things to make you more endearing to the customer, because they like buying from people. And then so through there, it's like you have to enter all these, once you get your title down, you have to enter all these things, and they're automatically going to put them into a category. But they tend to do this a lot to me with the rocks and geodes, but I like the crystal category. So I'm just going to show you what happens, because they pop up different categories that you can put them in. So there's that. and then you can fill these in or not. When it comes to jewelry or clothing, or art prints, or just art in general, like wall art, I would definitely put in the colors, and like beads, definitely jewelry components. You're going to want to put in the sizes, because I know when I'm looking for beads, I'm always like, you know, I need a 3 millimeter, like dark garnet, you know, check glass bead or something like that. And then you can either choose to automatically renew or manually renew. I always do automatic, just to, you know, save work and time. Okay, so to the person that was talking about selling your patterns, this is a great option for you, which is digital. So you can just click that, and then you can get your pattern onto a file, and then people just, it gets automatically emailed to them when they make a purchase, and then they can download it and print it on their own dime. And then, yeah, like I said, Etsy now allows us to promote our other websites. And so you can link, this is another way to increase your visibility online, is to make your Facebook page, which and your Instagram page and a Pinterest page, and you can link them all. And like I do live sales on Instagram, and I also utilize it to showcase new products and to notify people of sales. And then Instagram's cool because if you post something on Instagram, you can set it to automatically post on Facebook, so you don't have to manage all these different accounts at once. We are now. Before, they would like close down your shop if they caught you doing this, but now they allow you to link to everything. Administrative time does not decrease. I mean, because you get more sales, and then there's more customer maintenance, you know, and things like that. So, I mean, as sales increase, your workload is definitely going to increase. This is definitely more than a full-time job for me, but you know, the benefits of it are just wonderful. So, you know, but yeah, I usually don't go out of reception for more than 3 days. But you can also set your shop on vacation mode if that happens. But yeah, it's really slow going in the beginning. The important thing is to stick with it. I'm making full-time pay. Yeah. Yeah. Now I am. I mean, but when I started, you know, like the first year in business, when I was selling my jewelry, it was a loss, you know, but then the second year was great. And then there was like a year, I think it was 1998, where like I had to get a part-time job to supplement, but now I don't do anything else right now. And you know, I have a mortgage and stuff. Yes, I can. Can I read the question before answering? Yes, I can do that, Marlene. Thank you. Sorry about that. All right, so can automatically renew listings be edited to change the photograph for a specific unique design within a product line? Yes, like if something's sold, you can just go back to so orders and shipping, right? So like, let's leave here because I'm not editing it. Okay, so in the sold out, you're gonna see over here, you can have like the active listings, the draft listings, sold out listings. So like if you would, so you would just go like renew. Oh wait, no, you can either renew it and then change the photos, or you can copy it and then change the photos. And I usually, because I sell crystals, you know, it's like I'm not going to write another description for every piece of rose quartz. I'm going to copy the rose quartz and then change the definitive keywords, like like if it's a sphere or a tower or a point, or things like that. And like with my jewelry business, I would use a lot of similar materials. So it would be like brass and garnet and moonstone. And then I would just copy that and then change the things like the length and the size and stuff like that. Having an Etsy, yeah. Do I think that having an Etsy shop is more profitable than having one's own website? Or is it more work or less? Well, right now I have everything. I have an Etsy site, a personal site, an eBay site, an Instagram and a Facebook and a Pinterest. Like I said in the beginning of the workshop, Etsy spends like over $5 million a month advertising. So I can't afford that. And so the majority, and I think it's like probably 50 to 60% of my monthly income comes from Etsy sales. And then maybe like 30 to 40 come from eBay, and then 20 to 10 come from my personal site and Instagram, direct sales off of Instagram. Would I recommend opening shop even if you have just a few items, or would you wait? What would a few be, Jennifer? Because I would recommend like at least having one full page, and I believe that's 25 items. Has COVID had a negative or positive effect on your business? I know people are spending less because people are out of work, but people are making more purchases online. Yeah, my business has actually done very well during COVID. Also, I'm kind of obsessed with working on it. So everyone's online right now. And so this is the time to get out there and build your base, because these people, these connections that you make now are going to stick with you and keep coming back. And everybody's online right now. Okay, and then what kind of fees that Etsy shops pay? So that's all like broken down. That's all broken down in the help section. I think that everybody can look at that on their own time and do the math on your own time according to your product and stuff. But what sort of collateral? Because it varies. Like they just implied this new mandatory advertising campaign that can be quite expensive, and actually caused me to want to leave Etsy. But like I said, 60% of my income comes from Etsy. So that's why I built my private site. And however, like once they finally started charging those fees, it wasn't that bad, I realized. And then I realized how much I'd be spending in advertising anyway. And the amount of traffic just outweighs the higher fee when it comes to that. And you don't always get charged it, but you do sometimes. But that's something to research on your own and do like with your own math and cost of goods sold and all that. And then, so what sort of collateral materials do you recommend? Like business cards, postcards, flyers, or tri-fold brochures? I have business cards, and then I also have I have business cards, and then I just made these things because like and this is kind of specific to crystal, kind of to crystal metaphysical business, but you can do them for anything. I mean, you just have to think of something interesting to put on a card that would make someone keep it, like so this is like chakra card, and it has like all the stones, like the basic, like, so chakras function, and then it has a list of stones and crystals that go with it. But then I have my coupon on the back that directs you to my personal site that I don't get charged fees on, you know, so I'll include that in every eBay and every Etsy purchase. But, and then there's like this other one. So this is another keeper card. It's just funny, you know, and cute, but I'm going to like cover up the bad word there. But, you know, and so like those are things that your customers are going to keep. And so like being funny and cute works, or being informative and interesting works. And then you can do it that way. But I don't like trifold brochures. Like it depends on what you're selling again and what goes with your product. Have I spent any money on Google ads or extra advertising? Wait, or whatever extra advertising Etsy does. I have, and it gets quite expensive. But Etsy, like on the internal advertising, they, so like Etsy used to split it up with like Google advertising and Etsy advertising. But what I was speaking about before, when like their fees can get really high, it's because they make us mandatory pay for Google ads now. But it only happens if that item gets sold. And now they want us to pay again for the internal Etsy ads, which I just got a notice about that 3 days ago. So these are things to figure out like on your own, but like you can set a budget for as little as $1 a day. And so like I've done that before, and like around the Christmas season, I'll like up it to maybe like $3, but it's I think like the best advertising sometimes comes from Facebook and Instagram for me personally, and then the mandatory Google ads that Etsy pays for, and that I do have to pay for if I sell something. But really quickly, I just wanted to get back to another important feature on how to get found when it comes to your actual listing, which is, so we talked about the title and the first like 3-4 words being the most important. And then, so down here, this section, so it comes after your description section. You want to come down here to tags. And so this is where like each one of these is one of those definitive keywords to attract that potential customer I was talking about. So you're going to want to, you know, use every, fill every, sorry. You're going to want to fill every section here as thoroughly as possible, because each word is is like a new fish hook in the ocean. And then, yeah, need help. So in your seller handbook, you'll be able to do fees. They'll do the fee breakdown, but yeah, like this, it gets kind of tricky because like they'll say that it's only like 12% or something, but when it actually works out, I have someone at the door. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah, so you're going to want to do your math on that, because like if your item sells through promoted listings with the Google advertising and you have no control over it, it's just something you have to do when you sign up for Etsy. you know, like I've actually lost money on $2 items, but if you have a $35 item, you're fine. But let's see. Again, Joshua, like, so roughly what percentage of your selling price, excluding shipping, are paid out to Etsy for fees or in advertising? That's all dependent on how much you're charging for your items. So this is something to do, you know, to figure out the prices of your items and things like that, and then work out the fees. Let's see. Okay.
Rachel, just to let you know, we've got another question in the chat from Marta asking whether or not we could give whether or not you could give an estimate for a fee for, say, a $10 crystal, just sort of looking for a ballpark.
Well, again, it depends. So it depends on whether it's sold through Google advertising, you know, so let's see. So, I mean, like, this is, yeah, it's like, yeah, so it's 25 cents, 20 cents to list. Never mind, let me just log out because it says on the, yeah, it's a total variable. Okay, because it's a total variable. It's really something I can't answer for you because I don't know how much your stuff is. I don't know how much you're marking it up, but they do have a breakdown of it.
Great. And we've got another question from Cassandra. Any tips on managing your inventory count on all of the different platforms? Just between my website and my brick and mortar, I'm struggling to keep inventory accurate. Thank you,
I
Cassandra.
actually have the same issue, and I haven't worked that out yet because, like, I just opened my Shopify account. So yeah, I know that there's inventory trackers like all over that you can download, and some are available on Etsy. And pardon me, let me get some more. So Etsy has this really great thing right here, which is show manager. It's like apps, and so they have these like inventory apps integrations. So this is like direct mail marketing. They they even have QuickBooks, so it'll feed directly into QuickBooks for you. And then come November, they will offer you health insurance. Like, I have health insurance. It's like Blue Cross and dental for $75 a month, which is pretty rad. But they have an inventory tracker on there somewhere. Yeah, Crafty Base, and then Putler. Yeah. I haven't experimented with those yet, but I'm going to. Yeah. So, I mean, like all the answers to the fees and stuff are available on Etsy. So it's the the payment processing fee. So there you have 45 cents base rate for every item, and then 3% for the credit card processing fee, 5% for the transaction fee. And then this is the fee that really freaked me out and made me almost leave Etsy, but then I found out it's not that bad at all. And yeah, it stings every time they do it, but the thing is I'm grateful for just the general traffic increase that I've been getting since they've started spending $5 million a month on Google. Did I say I have a brick and mortar site on the coast? Yeah, I do. It's called Caspar Curiosities, but I'm closed due to COVID, and also like it's just running the website is kind of a paying my bills. So it's like I don't really need to open. Fortunately, I'm blessed in that sense. Yeah, so I answered Jennifer's. I'm like, I would recommend having at least, like, would I recommend opening a shop if you just have a few items? Or would you wait until you have more to start? I recommend always having a full page. That's 25 items. But the thing is listing items like regularly also increases your visibility in search results, because like Google wants those sites to be maintained, that they send people to, and have a history, so that's why it takes a while to get going sometimes. But yeah, and then just one more thing about these transaction fees and everything, they charge them to the shipping fee. So if you have something less than, $10 thing with like 45 shipping, they're going to charge it to the whole thing. And then the offsite ads fee is charged to the full amount before the fees are taken out. So they're charged to the full amount twice. And so that, like, I sold a 225 stone and paid like $1.987 in fees. But again, I don't have control over what they're advertising. It's just something that, when you sell on Etsy, you sign up to do. Can you, yeah, I believe I answered that one, right? Done. Okay. Let's see. Okay, another thing, Etsy will suggest, like if you're having trouble with your keywords, because your keywords are your search engine optimization, so that's the SEO. So that's how you're going to find, how your customers are going to find you. And so one thing that I really highly recommend is competitive research. And that is when you, like, okay, I sell crystals. So I specialize in Lemurian crystals. So let's look for a Lemurian crystal. But see, that drop down is showing you all these other things like suggested keywords and suggested searches, right? And okay, let's get out of there. Oops. And okay, so this person has 45,000 sales. Like, see, you can see it right there. So I'm going to click on hers because I'm like, well, she's doing really well. And then I'm going to like look at the way that she wrote her title and see like Lemurian seed crystals. So that's like, she's totally doing everything that I was suggesting you guys to do, with the first 3 words being the most descriptive for Google. And then she gets more descriptive, but she also has these dashes, but she's probably getting away with it because she has a space after the dash and a space before the dash. So it's not directly linking to anything like a regular word. But then you can scroll down. I still wouldn't recommend using dashes though. And then you scroll down here, and then these are all the keywords that she used. And so sometimes you can find some pretty creative ones in there, and then they have related searches here. So then you can like click on that and you can find like other descriptive keywords. You know, here's some more suggestions, you know, and then, yeah. And then, so like related to Lemurian quartz, it's like moldavite. So that takes me to like another rare, you know, crystal that actually totally goes well with Lemurians. But yeah, like this number on the side is like the sales or the feedback that they've received. So you want to look for the ones that have the highest feedback to do competitive research. See, they have the first like 3 words, you know, and then their keywords here. You know, and that's, I always recommend putting in your business name, because a lot of people, when you tell them to come to your shop on Etsy, a lot of people are going to enter in your shop name, you know, in the search to find your shop, you know, they unfortunately, they won't find it unless you put it in here. So like, most people, so if they're looking for my shop, they're going to go Caspar, and then space Curiosities. You know, they're not going to go there. But I put this into my tag words, so it'll come up, because like before I did this, you know, and my stuff comes up, but before I did this, you would have to get rid of the space to get it, to find it. But yeah, and then it'll take you directly there. Let's see. You can also like look at like competitive research. Also helps you with price points. It also helps you with trends. And it also helps you with like shipping ideas and stuff. Let's see. And then Etsy is also really great for sending you, yeah, like trending items and things like that. And so, I mean, just familiarizing yourself with the site will give you a great advantage. Going to the community forums and the help center. Forums. I think that's for the customers. You want to go into the selling area. So, and they also have teams. And so this is just another way to network. And so if you join a team, you can apply to join a team, and then, you know, you talk about, you can team up and do craft shows or online auctions, and it's helpful. Networking with other people is helpful. Like, I don't view other sellers on Etsy as competition. I view them as collaborators. I believe that the universe is abundant and there's enough for all of us. Nice one. So, are there any other questions or anything that I didn't get to this class that you'd like me to talk about? Let me go into the chat. I'm not seeing much of anything right now. Q&A.
Let's see, in the chat we've got from Marta, is this competitive research a feature within Etsy as opposed to Google?
I'm sorry, I don't really understand. I mean, like, competitive research is whenever you look at any kind of competition, and with an analytical eye, and study like what's working. So yeah. I mean, when you look at the Etsy one, it's easier to apply that to the way that Etsy works. You know what I mean? If you were using your own website, it would probably be better to look at the way Google's working. but Google is the #1 search engine for Etsy. And so, yeah, so the thing keeps popping down.
And we've got another question in the chat from Cassandra. I buy a lot of local art for my shop. Can I sell it in my Etsy store if the artists agree?
Yes, you can, but and that's a great thing. Like I used to have a section called In the Gallery when I was showing artwork, and but then you want to have like their bio, or you can add production bar them as it depends on the quantity of work you're selling for them, because you might want to just put them as a shop member, you know, because I'll show you that my computer's running out of batteries real quick. Yeah, because like, are you like talking about like the crystals, or not the crystals, but the candles and stuff you're currently making? Because you might want to list Taryn as a production partner if you're gonna like have like a large amount of those candles or something. So you would go to edit shop and you just like put like a little, where is it? So you meet your shop owners. So it'd be here, like add another member of the shop, and you would, and then you would write their bio, like what they do, you know. You could do a custom thing, and then you could have like a little bio about them and what exactly they do for you. I do one-on-one mentoring and coaching. You can do that for you can, if you sign up for as a member with the West Company directly, I can get assigned to you and help you, and we could do it over Zoom like this to, you know, be compliant with COVID. Yeah, so okay, so before the next class, I'd really like you guys to, if this seems like something that interests you, I mean, I'd really like you to set up your shop and like start fooling around and try to set up a couple listings, and like maybe keep a list of questions or things that you run into that you'd like to know more about or want help with. And we can go over them next week. It costs nothing to set up a shop. You just have to, but they do require your banking information. And then, yeah, if you want to list a few things and invest like $1 or $2, you know, because it does cost 20 cents to list an item, I highly recommend it. And then we can go over your shop if you like, and like I can set it up so where I can share your screen and everyone can watch what we're doing, and your banking information, it does not show up on that, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so let's see, is there stop share?
Great. Well, let's see, while any last questions are coming through, I'm just going to go ahead and launch a poll that I mentioned at the beginning I'd launch. Like I said, it really helps us to provide great webinars, and it also really helps with our funding. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that now, if that's fine with you, Rachel.
Okay, yep.
Super. And just while any last questions, so feel free to put in the last couple of questions. And yes, absolutely right. If you'd like some one-on-one assistance with Rachel, she is one of our advisors at West, and I went ahead and put the link in the chat box for anyone who'd like to sign up to become a client to get that advising. It's totally free. And I also put the registration link for next week's session, so if you'd like to go ahead and sign up for that, you can do so there. Rachel, it's always, I don't know about everyone else, but it's always so helpful and useful to see what's going on the other end. So it was really helpful to see what's going on in your shop, talking through those different points. That was really great information. I know it can be really overwhelming when you're just starting out and trying to do it all. So that was really great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, all right. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the poll up for the last couple of minutes. If you don't see it, it could have been minimized. So at the bottom bar, you'll see an option that says polls. Make sure to go ahead and click on that.
It popped up for me too. Did it?
Super, great, great.
Went so.
All right, so just going to leave that up the last couple of minutes. And let's see, while we're waiting, Rachel, what's one of the best things a brand new Etsy shop owner could do? You know, is it focusing on photos or descriptions? What's a key thing that you see when you're counseling clients?
Photos are the most important thing. It's eye candy. It's the first thing that's going to grab a customer. So experimenting with product photography would be a great thing to start doing as soon as possible. And you, like I said, if you have a smartphone, you don't have to invest in a big camera. Like I've seen people do it with their iPads, you know, I mean, or if you don't have either of those, it's like I would recommend finding someone that you could borrow a camera from. Photos are the most important thing next to the search engine optimization, which are those defining keywords in order to get found.
Great. Okay, so photos, keywords, things, bits of information for everyone to think about this week before next week's session.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
And bearing with me with this.
Yeah, it was great. And yes, thank you everyone for coming, for asking all of your great questions. Really useful to know where everyone's at, and so Rachel can help you a little bit better. Just gonna go ahead and end the poll, and thanks so much for coming. We look forward to seeing you all next week. All right, have a great week. Take care.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.